First map's Deadwing, which is a very large map. In the upper right hand corner, it's our red Zerg player, Losira, from MVP. We've seen a bunch of him, of course, already. We just saw 5 previous ZVPs from him. Of course, earlier we saw his ZVT against Ryung, which was pretty on point. He looked pretty good. Game 1 was very questionable, however, simply because of the way he managed to somehow lose the game, despite being up 40 supply. But yeah, I think Losira here is probably going to be the favourite in this match. His opponent in the bottom right in the teal is MVP Center. I definitely think Losira going to be the favourite coming into this. He's the one I would imagine will come out ahead in this. And Barracks coming down here for Center. Just to start things off. Gas coming in. And Losira starts off with a gas first. He did this. He did this against Ryung as well, right? It was the same map. He did this gas first build, and he didn't actually get all too aggressive with it. It was kind of a little bit weird. It was really a little bit odd, because you know, if I see a Zerg player doing this when I'm laddering, you know, the first thing and pretty much the only thing I expect is for him to rush out Zergling speed and for him to rush out a whole ton of Zerglings to come across the map and just attack me and you know, kill me, right? But Losira didn't do that at all. He didn't even get Zergling speed for quite a while, and I was wondering, you know, is that a mistake or what? He did get it in the end, and we'll see what he does this time, see whether he does the exact same thing or what. Now he is going to start pulling out of gas once he hits that 100 mark, and starts Zergling speed immediately. So I can only think that last time he made a mistake by not starting Zergling speed straight away, and yeah, I can only imagine, right? Because like, I just kind of feel like I can't see why else he would have done it the way he did it last time. But anyways, we'll see what happens here in game number 1 against Center. First 2 lanes on the way out. We do have a Reaper starting to cross the map as well. Second Reaper's on the way too. Center going to get ready to drop his command center down very shortly. Although he doesn't have an SCV on the low ground, and okay, he's sending that down just a little bit late though. I'm going to be about 50 minutes late actually. So a little bit of a shame, and this first Reaper actually completely misses these first Zerglings. Does he see the Reaper coming in? I think he sees the Reaper coming in from the south side thanks to the Overlord, so he knows where to go with the Zerglings. Second Reaper on the way, and it is actually rallied at the front, and oh, he's just going to give it up? Oh, he's just going to give it up on the low ground. I guess that's because he sees the lack of a hatchery, so he just realizes Losira's playing very aggressively, and he doesn't want to lose the command center, so instead of, you know, basically he's not going to defend the command center against some speed lanes. So instead he's just going to cancel it now and start building on the high ground and just, you know, say, right, I'm already basically going to take damage, so I may as well minimize my damage by just lifting up, going to the high ground instead. Alright, so Center in a very interesting spot here in the start of this game. Speed lanes are sitting on the tower right now. Not really too much for them to do. And I was like, now Center will actually begin building his next command center on the low ground, so seems to feel as though he's actually kind of safe to start doing this. He has got Hellions on the way, so if Hellions coming out, he should be able to defend against the speed lanes. The series only just started now, going back into gas. And yeah, we're going to see this here pop down and inject into that hatchery. Queen popping out of this natural expansion as well. And these Reapers going to be chased away by these Zerglings in the middle of the map. Hellions coming in and joining actually. And these Reapers are going to try and help out. One of the Hellions getting caught though. We'll have to keep on kiting here. This is a little bit dangerous all of a sudden. But we will actually take down the rest of them. Loses one Hellion, which isn't the end of the world. As we actually have a Zerglion towards the main base here, which is a little bit odd. So Zerglion on a little bit of a holiday here. Probably shouldn't be here. But he is, nonetheless. These 2 Reapers going to hop down now. And, you know, Center's going to be able to secure his natural expansion quite safely then. He's up on 3 command centers. The Zergling Scout is pretty big, though. I mean, Losira, he sees the tech lab next to a starport, and he can probably assume there's probably some kind of Banshee player going to be incoming in the fairly near future. I'm going to start, these Reapers and Hellions going to start moving across the map to see what's up. And we'll move forwards here, try and see if you can get any damage done. There's there's 60 more lings about to pop out, so you won't be able to do too much here. Apart from just harass this third hatchery for a little while. As these Zerglings pop out, he should be able to push this back without too much further issue. And 3 Queens as well should be able to push this back as well. A lot of damage taken on the hatchery. Going to peel one of these Reapers away to try and maybe go scout, and it looks as though that will be the case here. These Queens coming forward and will defend, and will turn these Reapers and Hellions around, as they will back off now. Armory on the way, so it looks as though Center wants to head in towards a... he wants to head in towards a cloak. Armory on the way wants to head in towards Hellbats. And, well, that's going to be quite hard to do if you don't have any Hellions left. 3 Hellions picked off here. Whoa, one's going to get away, really? Oh, he loses the Reapers. I guess he's got more Hellions coming in from behind. This army's still on the way here. It's a big loss, though. I mean, 3-4 Hellions, 3-4 extra Hellbats is a huge difference. So, kind of a little bit I'm ashamed to see that. And this Plug Banshee is going to loop around and try and come into the back of this third base where there's actually no detection at all. There is a lair, so you can make an Overseer. And maybe not quite expecting this Cloak to come in as he moves forward. Now there's actually an Overseer. Okay, so he does actually have an Overseer already made. So he turns this around without any issue at all. And this Hellion is still just sitting back, not actually using them just yet, although they could do a lot of damage. There's nothing but Zerglings and Queens right now. I think, in fact, he will try and go for this then. I mean, again, imagine he just had 3 more Hellions, right? Still, that he didn't lose earlier. This becomes like so much scarier. Moving forward now, there's a lot of Queens, and a lot of Queens are definitely one way to be able to start holding this. As Banshee's starting to take some pretty heavy damage here initially. As first 2 Queens are going to go down, Zerglings come in for the surround, and Queens, they shut down one of the Banshees, the other one will get away. Nice transfuse, nice control by Losira, and he's going to be able to even cancel the Spine Caller there. Unnecessary to be able to defend, unnecessary to help defend, and he holds on. And that's pretty nice. I mean, he shuts down this initial aggression from his opponent, and now he has Mutalisks on the way. His lair's finished, his Spire's finished. First Mutalisk on the way across the map here very soon, and there's not that many Marines, because early on here, Center has been really committing to Hellbats, he's been committing to Banshees, and because he's been committing so much to those, he hasn't been making very many Marines. So he doesn't have very much anti-air. He is making some turrets now. And this missile turret is missiles on the way up. Should be able to deflect these initial Mutalisks. See if Losira is going to be able to do anything with these. Interesting to see a Rotron on the way now. So Losira making a Rotron. I wonder if he just thinks it's going to be mech, because I mean it's a very mech heavy opening, right? With a lot of Hellions. He sees the Marines now though. So you should have a pretty good idea that it's not. He actually cancels the Rotron when he sees all these Marines, and he's going to be able to start up a couple of Evo Chambers, Bayonet Nest coming in as well, and of course just more Mutalisks on the way. So going to commit a bit more into Mutalisks now, plus 1 flyer attack as well, now that he knows it's going to be kind of a Ling Bling Muta game. And we'll be behind on upgrades quite significantly. First, as a Banshee gets taken down there. The 1-1 upgrades, the first set of upgrades here, finish up for Center. He's going to be able to go straight into 2-2. As these Hellions don't really want to be fighting Mutalisks. He's going to be able to go straight to 2-2, and I mean, the first upgrades for Losira only just starting right now, 1-1 on the way. But it's going to be a long time until that kicks in, and this first push is actually going to be kind of scary to deal with. Comes in though, snipes a medevac, and I don't think Center's actually going to really be able to move across the map. He's got a lot of minerals stacked up here. Needs to keep their macro cycles going as he comes, as these mutants come back in. Going to pick off another medevac. And we'll get a Hellion or so maybe on the way out as well. Get some Marine. And that'll be it for now. But 2 medevacs lost early on here. That's a big loss for Center. Medevacs are something which you really want to just keep on building up throughout the entirety of the game. You know, the more the better, because the more you have, the more healing, the better your army is. And also, I mean, the more you have, the more you can drop, and the more you can afford to drop. Big counterattack. Going to try and loop around here. Hellions are going to get surrounded, and, well, these Red Mines are going in. They are going to be able to burrow. But the shots are going to go off in the friendly fire. Okay, no friendly fire actually. He picks up and gets out of there. He's going to keep chasing in though. He picks off a medevac which is full of units. Losira picks off 2 Ridden Mines as well. 4 comes out. But a great start to this for Losira, and I think he just needs to morph in an Overseer, be able to pick off them 2 Widow Mines as well. Great fights there by Losira, great engagements, and he's just doing so much damage. That's 3 Medivacs now killed off. And I think that's actually what the first 3 Medivacs. Okay, there's 3 more on the field. But it's kind of 3 of the first 6 Medivacs gone. I mean, usually when you see Medivacs dying, it's when the Terran pushes, right? You know, when the Terran's pushing and then they retreat a little bit too late and they overcommit, you can pick off Medivacs then. You don't usually see Medivacs dying because the Zerg is attacking. So it's a little bit crazy. Center here takes this watchtower as Mutas come in towards the main base. There's not too much anti-air around here, just that single turret. Another Medivac goes down. I can't stress enough how huge that is. 2-2 upgrades are very delayed here, and they're going to be even more delayed thanks to that Contaminate as another Medivac falls. Kind of surprised that 2-2 is so late, considering, you know, Center had that armory down early on for the Hellbat attack. There was nothing stopping him going into 2-2, just his own kind of misfortune to forget. And now that means Losira has a great chance to catch up on upgrades, especially with the help of Contaminate, although that being said, he himself is not starting +2/+2 either here, so a little bit of a questionable time in upgrades. The Center's starting to get ready to take a 4th base, so no delay on that at all. As these Mutas fall back home for now, some Banelings starting to morph in here. And something I picked off, 11 workers just been killed by what? Mines? I think there's a couple of mines here or there from this dropship. And I think they've picked off a few workers there. Sorry about that, we missed a few workers going down. Center moving through the middle of the map right now. And he's going to try and see if he can clean up some of this creep and get into an aggressive position. So many Banelings being made right now though from Losira. He's chasing this Medivac to the top left as well. He's going to be able to pick that one off. And we'll be able to pull these Mutalisks back to get ready to deal with this incoming attack here. So here we go, he's not going to wait at all. These Banelings are going to crash into the Marauders at the front, which isn't going to be efficient. And Center is going to take a fantastic fight here. The mine hits are probably going to be pretty darn effective. And Losira chases all the way to the point where he was off of creep. That was not a good first trade for him here, and he's going to have to fall back onto round number 2 of round of units number 2. Center taking a great engagement there, or not so much taking a great engagement as I think Losira took a bad engagement. Just running all the Banelings in, they got trapped on the Marauders. Here we go, attempt 2 coming in here. Banelings crashing forward, and these Banelings are doing a little bit better than the first set of Banelings, actually connecting quite well onto a lot of these Marines. Mutalisks taking a lot of damage to these fours though. Reinforcements coming in as well right now for Center. I don't think he quite has enough to keep pushing through here. He's going to have to turn around. Or maybe just drop off in here now. His next wave of reinforcements. There's one Baneling left and it crashes onto Marauders. All of the Mutalisks are going down, guys, and that is absolutely, that's so significant. Using Mutalisks is really, really bad. 2-2 is going to finish up for Losira here. I mean, that's a big difference in this as well. 2-2 had been finished for Center, and it was not for Losira. So again, Losira being punished now for not remembering his upgrades, because he took them fight before his 2-2 was finished, where, if he'd started his upgrades as soon as he could, he probably could have had it on time. He probably could have had 2-2 for that fight, and maybe it looks a little bit different. Army supply, overall supply is still even here. Army supply about 15 behind for Losira, as he goes for a big counter-attack. And he's going to get some Lings. Oh, the block on the natural lifts up just in time, and these Lings are not going to be able to achieve anything at all. So that's another bunch of units just lost here for Losira, and Center continues to move into a better and better position. Going to set up a drop around the left-hand side. He actually sees this hatchery on the way, and he'll be able to shut that down here very shortly, as Losira going to try and come in towards this fourth base. Another counterattack being made here then, as he's going to start morphing in some defensive base. He's going to start taking damage on his third base, as this starts getting elevated up to the high ground. Mine going to go off and picks off a fair few Zerglings, but this counterattack continues. Muta's going to do a fair amount of damage, but at the same time this attack from the Terran player doing a decent amount of damage as well. A lot of Banelings here will only really have one shot to kind of do something, and they need to kind of go in towards SCVs or something to really make the most of themselves. As this hatchery will go down over here to the left hand side, so Losira loses his 5th base. As I'm surprised Center's not actually doing more damage over towards this 3rd base. As Mutalisks are actually going to force a... are they going to kill it? I'm not sure. I think yes they will. Banelings is crashing through here, and they will be able to help take down the SCVs and Marines underneath that orbital command, so the Mutalisks can finish off the job. More units coming up here now though. 26 workers killed to 13 in favour of the Zerg player in terms of workers killed in the last few moments. As Losira looks as though he might start streaming through and enough units to maybe start cleaning this up. Mutalisks are going to come in as well. Mines are going off all over the place. There's a lot of units on the high ground as well. He needs another round of banelings, I think, as mules are starting to help clean up the rest of this, and he will clean it all out. And of course, back at home, he's killed off a base, so it's kind of 4 base for Losira against 3 of his opponent now. Going to keep moving forward. This is an overcommitment where he picks off 3 medevacs. In fact, he's just going to keep on pushing through just before 3-3 finishes for the Terran. Such an important timing, and our Terran player is so close to being able to hold on here. He's going to take a big mine hit to the mules, though. There's another couple of mines available. These mules continue to just move forwards here, and the mules are kind of just sacrificing themselves for no real reason. They don't have to keep fighting here. Fall back, retreat, regroup, go again. They're going to try and take down these mines, but again, there's just a couple of marines. A couple of marines is more than enough. He takes down 2 mines, and he will get away. But man, I feel he is pushing his luck right now. Falling back here then with these mutalisks. And he will be able to just stabilize a little bit here, and I still think he's in a bit of a better position. You know, he took down one of the orbital commands, he took down a lot more workers than his opponent took down. Center, though, does have 3-3 finished up. That's something he hasn't had until just about now. So that's something he'll only just now be able to start taking advantage of. The Queen getting picked off here. Scan comes down, clean up a lot of this creep spread once again. Mutants are going to come around the left side. Lings around the right. It's going to be another run by. Mines are going to burrow just about in time, and the friendly fire is pretty much avoided thanks to the hot pickup there once again. As the mutants come in, they're going to try and pick off wherever they can. Force a cancel on this third base. And going to try and kill off this factory, actually, which would be pretty huge. Stop any further mech production. It's on fire, and without any SCVs to repair it, it will go down. 50 health remaining on that. SCVs are being pulled. They should get there in time as they're going to battle their way through, and there it is. The repair comes down. Okay, so that is saved. Mules are going to try and come in here once again, but they're not quite going to be able to. Too many marines in position. But I mean, all this time back at home, Losira's just building up his army again. That being said, armies, again, just overall supplies are dead even. Army supply in favour of the Terran with an upgrade advantage too. Looking pretty good right now for center. Going to come over to the right hand side here, going to push upwards and in towards this 5th base. Gets cancelled there pretty much immediately. I'll leave a mine here as well. Watch any Ling run-bys, because this has been the avenue of attack for the Ling run-bys time and time again, so leaving a mine here is actually going to be pretty effective, I think. As I think that's a mine getting cleaned up here in this mineral line, not able to do too much damage. As I see him moving across the map with his flock of mutalisks once again, looking to try and see what he can get up to, what he can get done as he flies in towards this group of 3 turrets. But 3 turrets is not going to be enough. 1, 2, 3 go down, and now this planetary fortress is open for attack. Workers already going down. Now he's just going to target the planetary. And, well, the units are going to start coming in, but I don't actually think there's enough anti-air here. At the same time, I mean, Sen's taking this opportunity to push forward himself. More Balins on the way in for Losira. He will keep this planetary fortress alive. These mutants are going to come back. I know they're going to fly over a mine, which is a little bit unfortunate. And they will start picking that off as the Lings and Balins start to stream in here. So here we go. This is what it comes down to. Can Losira hold off this army? He takes an interesting fight where he takes down a fair amount of units, but not quite enough, I don't think. These Balins are going to go off on a few more Marauders at the front, more Lings on the way out. There's just so many Marines here, and Marines are the real problem. It's just, without Balins, if you can't get rid of those Marines, well, if without Balins you can't get rid of those Marines, and if you can't get rid of the Marines, they're going to absolutely just, you know, Zerglings and Mutalisks are just going to absolutely melt. The third base will be taken down here for Losira, and losing that now. He's going to pick off a medevac from behind, as which was reinforcing. He's got some more Balins ready to go, but I mean, all it's going to take is 1 mine hit to clean those up. Sender's actually going to start falling back a little bit here. Ensure they're exactly where he would like to go. And Center just making a couple of turrets behind this mineral line as well. A bunch of mutalisks thinking about coming forwards here, and they will actually intercept a drop just perfectly. Very fortunate there. Going to pick up a few SCVs as well. This is actually the command center from the main base. All mules are going to get dropped here. So Losira, he was down in supply for a little while. I mean, he can buy himself a lot of time with the mutalisk counterattacks all the time and time again. He can force his opponent to kind of think twice about actually coming in across the map and attacking, because if he moves across the map with too much of his army, then he's going to lose a lot of economy because of the mutalisks. So here's a whoa, wow. You know, you lose 6 mutalisks and all of a sudden they're not that scary anymore. Very questionable decision making there. Well, I don't think he decided to fly his mutas over the Marines, but very questionable choice of where to fly the mutas, considering he knew where that army was. Senna just spread out defending his bases right now, all four of them. As, I mean, his economy is pretty sick right now thanks to the mules he dropped on this third. He's about to mine out there though. What's Losira's economy looking at? Well, he's actually long distance mining the last minerals on this hatchery, on this base. He's oversaturated on his fourth. And he has got a fifth base just over halfway up, but if I get a feeling if Center realizes that that base is there, I think it's going to go down very quickly because it's a very forward base, and look at that, he scans on top of it, and I imagine he's just going to, he's going to push through the middle, and at the same time he's going to drop over to the right side and try and get rid of that base. Ling Runbai are going to come in here, 6 workers killed by the mutalisks already. Ling's are actually going to turn around. Mules are going to keep on chasing these workers, try and get as many as they can. And again, he's forcing the army to turn around, which is the most important thing here. Marines are going to get dealt with pretty quickly by these Zerglings. Now Medevac going to change the direction, going to go in towards this other mineral line now, towards the fourth base, where he's going to try and pick up some drones of his own and try and do some worker damage himself. Medevac's going to go down there, a little bit of an unfortunate time to pick up, as some mutalisks do claim the life of that. Mines continue to move forward and continue his burrow here, and Losira is very clumped up coming into this fight. The mine hits could be pretty disgusting. Haven't really seen too many of them just yet though. Bayonet hits are pretty good, and they do clean out a lot of the Marines, and that allows the mules to come in and clean up the rest of this. And Losira very suddenly, oh well, okay, that's why. There's so many reinforcements for Sender, which were just not nearby. He does push this back once again. Nice mine hits on the Banelings, on the last few Banelings which are there, and these mutas are going to come in and try and come in from behind, maybe try and pick off a mute or two. He's being a little bit cautious of these mines, doesn't have an overseer right now. As some Zerglings start to come in, some Banelings finish morphing up, they will come forwards as well now as well. He's going to come in and just fight this. He doesn't really have too much left, he's losing so many mutalisks. It's a very close game at this point, but he's losing every last mutalisk, down to what, 6 mutas or so? 90 supply to 74. Both of these guys are struggling for economy. Losira has a fresher base, however, but our Terran player has a more efficient army, so that could definitely play a factor into this. His fourth base is pretty much the only thing left mining now, but not for much longer. Losira in a similar position, apart from the fact he's got this base too, so in a longer game here, I think Losira will be able to take this. He's not quite, okay, just manages to take down that turret. Comes in there, he picks off another worker or so. A couple of mines here, and there's no detection. Without the detection, then mines are going to be able to just sit around and keep going off, and they're going to come off cooldown here in a moment or two. What are they in range of? Not quite in range of these Zerglings, unfortunately. Okay, maybe now they are. Okay, the Sea actually moves back, and where's the Overseer? Okay, he sees it, so he takes down their mines as center. I'm going to come up the right-hand side now, try and see what he can push, what he can get done here. He's trying to move one of his orbital commands into position here as a new base, and well, very weird that we see the Terran and Zerg expanding so close to each other. Rocks have been taken down. We're going to see some Lings, a drop coming along the top side here, and it looks as though Losira will take that one out without too much of an issue. Medevac goes down as well, and again, anything he loses here is a big shame. Big mine hit onto the mutas. Picks off one, splashes the others. The Overlord going down as well. That's not too important right now. As we said, 112 supply to 94. 2-2 upgrades for the Zerg against 3-3 of the Terran. And the army supply is pretty darn even. Worker supplies, of course, slightly favouring the Zerg player, as we would expect at this point of the game. That was a little bit weird. Whoa, Banelinks out of nowhere! Suddenly streaming forwards here, trying to connect on Marines, but not too successful. Lings are going to stream in afterwards as well. Is Losira really got enough to make this happen? I'm not too sure. I don't think he does, and he is turned away. I was going to say, it's kind of funny to see his command center blocked here for so long because of the script. Finally, he can put this down and drop some mules here. 13 workers were killed there. He's down to 18 workers right now as another worker goes down, and the mules are going to come in to try and pick up a few more workers, but they go up against some Marines. They have to turn around them as well, and Zerglings and Banelings are going to have to come forward here. Mine actually doing more friendly fire damage than anything else, and these Banelings need to come in. They need to try and connect with these Marines. Coming forwards right now, and I'm not sure where the Banelings really are. Oh, they're all over the place. 4 getting picked off, 4 getting dropped down. 4 maybe about to die. No, he gets picked up again. The Muters turn around here, and Center's starting to make this happen. He's starting to push on through. 56 army just applied to 31. Can he do this? As these Muters come forward once more, guys, he's going to take down a few more Marines. And Lynx continues streaming in, however. I think Center's just about done it. GG's calling after 35 minutes.